Okay, so grade 8 Banalo, we are now in our third type of context clue. So let's have first a short review about the first two, which is the synonym or a statement clue, which gives same meaning. And then the second one is antonym or contrast clue, which gives opposite meaning. So take note that in contrast or in antonym or contrast clue, there are words that signify opposite meaning. So we have the but, unlike, instead of, and while, and so on and so forth. Now, let's go on the third one, which is the definition or statement clue. So it is a type of context clue that provides direct statement or meaning of the unfamiliar word. So the meaning and the definition is already there in the sentence. So that is definition or statement clue. So on the first example, we have ossicles are the three small bones in the middle ear. So the unfamiliar word is ossicles. So ossicles is being defined as the three small bones in the middle ear. So we can see there that the sentence use definition or statement clue because ossicles is being defined. Okay, next example is her voice is inaudible. No one could hear it. So the unfamiliar word is inaudible. So it means no one could hear it. So it is a direct statement. So when we say inaudible, no one could hear you. Your voice is inaudible. So no one could hear your voice. So directly, or should I say direct statement. Okay? So again, when we say definition or statement, we give the definition or direct statement. Okay. So another example here is his emaciation, that is, his skeleton-like appearance, was frightening to see. Skeleton-like appearance is the definition of emaciation. Okay, so yung emaciation means skeleton-like appearance. It is being defined. Next is fluoroscopy. Fluoroscopy is an examination with a fluoroscope. Has become a common practice. So the commas there after the word fluoroscopy, okay, and after the examination with a fluoroscope point out the definition of fluoroscopy. So these commas help us in identifying the meaning of fluoroscopy. So in definition or statement clue, the new term may be formally defined, or sufficient explanation may be given within the sentence, or in the following sentence. Clues to definition include that is, the word that is, commas, dashes, and parentheses to separate the meaning. Okay, or to separate the definition, we use those punctuation marks. So we have the commas, the dashes, and the parentheses. The fourth one is explanation or example clue. So actually, the types are very easy because from the term itself, we can identify, we can define the meaning. So explain. So the unfamiliar word is being explained. Example, the familiar word has given examples. So explanation or example clue is a type of context clue that provides readers with varying examples, different examples, to allow them fully examine the unfamiliar words. So words like including, such as, and for example, point out example clues. So for example clue, we can look for the words including, such as, for example. Okay, so the first example in your module is mammals, including elephants, horses, and carabaos, are helpful animals. So mammals here is the unfamiliar word. So in this sentence, there are many examples of mammals being stated. So what are the examples? We have the elephants, the horses, and carabaos. So explanation or example clue, mammals. There is the unfamiliar word, and then we have the examples of mammals. Okay, next. As a country in the Pacific Ring of Fire, the Philippines always experiences different natural calamities, such as typhoons, earthquakes, and tsunamis. So the unfamiliar term is natural calamities, and the examples are typhoons, earthquakes, and tsunamis. And we also have there the clue word, which is such as. So um, when we see such as, when we see including, it indicates that the sentence is using explanation or example clue as the type of context clue. Okay? So, some example naman. Another example. This is not included in your module. So, piscatorial creatures such as flounder, salmon, and trout live in the coldest parts of the ocean. So, we are not familiar with the word piscatorial. So, because of the context clue, because of explanation or example clue, we can define piscatorial as fish or fishes that live in the coldest parts of the ocean. So what are the examples of the piscatorial creatures? So these are flounder, salmon, and trout. So given examples are, examples are given for piscatorial creatures. So we can say that the sentence used explanation or example clue. Next, celestial bodies including the sun, moon, and stars, have fascinated man through the centuries. So, the unfamiliar term is celestial bodies. We can say that celestial bodies are objects that are those in the sky or heavens. Why? Because the given examples are objects or things that we can see in the sky. So we can identify the meaning of celestial bodies because examples are given. So that is uh, example or explanation clue. Next, the fifth one is the cause and effect or reason result clue. So when we say cause, reason. When we say effect, result. That is why cause and effect or reason result clue is a type of context clue that explains the reason and the results of an event or action. So words like, ito yung mga tatandaan, we have because, since, therefore, thus, so, and etc. Marami pa. Okay? So they may signal context clues. Example, the government has implemented the community quarantine because experts want to stop or slow down the increase in the number of COVID-19 cases. So, can you guess what is the cause in the sentence? So, we have the cause and effect. We have the reason and the result. Now, kindly guess the cause. So, the cause is, yes, because we have the word because. So, because experts want to stop or slow down the increase in the number of COVID-19 cases. So, yan yung reason. So, what is the effect? What is the result? So, ang expert daw gusto nilang ma-stop o ma-slow down yung pagtaas ng mga kaso ng COVID-19 cases. So, what is the result? So, ang resulta niyan, the government. So, the effect would be, wait lang, okay, would be, the government has implemented the community quarantine. Okay, so, the red line is the cause, and then the yellow line is the effect. So, the unfamiliar word in that sentence is quarantine. Okay, so, quarantine. So, we can identify that the sentence used cause and effect because um, we identify, diba? We identify the cause and effect in the sentence. Okay, I'm so sorry for that. Okay, so the keyword, the unfamiliar word is quarantine. Okay, so what do you think quarantine means? So, when we say cause and effect or reason, result, clue, okay, it explains the reason and the result. Okay, so, any idea? Okay, so quarantine could mean a situation of being kept away. So parang in-isolate. Okay, so yun yung mga ginagawa, di ba, kapag once na positive in COVID-19 virus or asymptomatic pa to or nag-show siya ng mga signs, so kailangan ma-quarantine siya. So, when we see quarantine there, again, it could be the situation of being kept away from others to stop and to slow down the increase in the number of COVID-19 cases. Okay. So, other examples. So, we have there, she wanted to impress all her dinner guests with the food She served. So, she carefully studied the necessary culinary arts. So, let's identify the cause and effect first. So, we have there. So, what is the cause? Dahil gusto niya ma-impress yung kanyang mga dinner guests with the food that she served. So, ano yung ginawa niya as effect? So, she carefully studied the necessary culinary arts. So, the unfamiliar word is culinary. So, this sentence used cause and effect or reason result clue because we have there the cause and effect. So, what could culinary mean? So, food preparation. Okay, so she needs to prepare her food with very well. So she needs to prepare her food very well in order for her dinner guests to be impressed, okay, on the food that she served. Next, since no one came to the first meeting, attendance for the second one is mandatory for all staff. Okay, so let's identify the cause and effect. So, what is the cause? Okay, so cause is no one came to the first meeting. Walang pumunta sa unang meeting nila. Yun yung dahilan. Ng ano? What is the result? Dahil walang pumunta, so ano naging resulta? Attendance for the second one is mandatory for all staff. So, dahil walang pumunta, ginawa ng mandatory yung meeting na kailangan nilang puntahan. So, we have there the cause and effect, and then the unfamiliar word is mandatory. We can say na mandatory means required by a law. So, nag-establish sila ng law na whenever they have their meeting, the staff should attend. Okay, so that is the cause and effect or reason-result clue. The sixth one is the comparison or sameness clue. It is a type of context clue that presents the similarities in meaning or context. Words used are like, as similar to, in the same way, likewise, resembling, to, and also. So, just like the other types, comparison or sameness clue have different clues rather. Comparison or statement clue have helping words. Okay? Helping words to signify that there are comparison or sameness or similarities rather in the meaning or context. So the words that you should remember for comparison or sameness clue are like us, or like as, similar to, in the same way, likewise, resembling, to, and also. So number one example, I love the palate of pasta like my brother who loves the taste of pansit. Okay. Okay. So the unfamiliar word is palate. We can see there the unfamiliar word is palate, and we can see there that the underlined word is taste. So taste is the comparison or the sameness of the word palate. Okay, they have similarities or meaning or context. Okay, now, as what you observed, synonym or restatement clue and comparison or sameness clue are somehow similar because they are both having similarity in meaning. Okay? So, let's just say that in comparison or sameness clue, there are words that signify similarities. Unlike in synonym or restatement clue, it's a direct giving of similarity. Okay, this one naman, in comparison or sameness clue, we have clue words. We have helping words that signify that there is comparison or sameness clue. So, in this case, we have the word like. Yan, like. Okay. So, we have the word like, and then palate and taste are synonymous. So, we can say that this is comparison or sameness clue. Next, Jonna is fond of mountain escapade, the same way with Patrick who goes on beach adventure. So what do you think is the phrase that signifies comparison or sameness clue? So we have, okay, very good. We have the same way or in the same way. Yan, the same way. So, the same way. So, it signifies that there is similarity. So, the unfamiliar word is escapade, and the similarity of escapade is adventure. So, escapade and adventure are synonymous. Using the word the same way, it becomes comparison or sameness clue. Another examples. No, she said. I'm as carefree about it as a bird floating among the clouds. So, the underlined word, the unfamiliar word is carefree. And we have the word us. Yan. Us. And another us. So, it signifies that there is similarity or comparison. So, carefree. Also, what is the word that is synonymous to carefree? Mhm. So we have there, okay, words rather. So birds floating. It could be, right? So bird floating. So you are free, okay? Like a bird floating among the clouds. So there is similarity between you and the bird, which are both free from anything that you want to do. Okay? So the second one is her daughter is affluent, similar to Manny Pacquiao's richness. So we can say that this sentence use comparison or sameness clue because we have the key words similar to. So the unfamiliar word is affluent, so we can see in this sentence it's similar word or it's synonym rather. It's synonym. So we have there richness. Okay, so affluent and richness are synonymous to each other. So it talks about being wealthy, being rich, very rich. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so we are now down on the last type of context clues, which is the inference or general text clue. So it is a type of context clue that provides the meaning of unfamiliar words that can be inferred or guessed from the description of the situation. So I guess this is the most difficult and or the hardest uh, type of context clues because in this case, the meaning of the unfamiliar word is not obviously revealed in the sentence. You need to infer or to guess the description of the situation. So the author provides non-specific clues. The author provides non-specific clues. So it's not obvious. often spread over the sentence or number of sentence. So example, I wish I had earplugs to avoid monkeys' vociferous, okay, let me repeat it, vociferous noise. I wish I had earplugs to avoid monkeys' vociferous noise. So, the unfamiliar word is vociferous. So, if you're going to analyze the sentence, the clue or the meaning of vociferous is not directly revealed, is not automatically revealed. You need to infer. So, I wish I had earplugs. So, that is the clue. So, why do you wish to have earplugs? To avoid monkeys' vociferous noise. So, we can say that vociferous is um, feeling or opinions in a very loud or forceful way, or express in a very loud or forceful way. So, napakaingay, sobra, nakakairita, annoy. Yan. So, dahil you do not want to hear that annoying noise or vociferous, you wish that you had earplugs. Okay, so yun yun. Next, the next example is the criminal's belligerence. The criminal's belligerence led to the death of four innocent children. Okay, so the unfamiliar word is belligerence. So it is very hard to identify the meaning or to determine the definition rather of belligerence. Okay, so the clue there is death of four innocent children. So if you're going to analyze the sentence, okay, the criminal's belligerence led to the death of four innocent children. So, when we say belligerence, we can infer that this is really a bad thing. This is really a bad attitude or personality that you have to, that led, that led to the death of four innocent, take note, innocent children. So, we can say that belligerence could be aggressive, could be very bad, diba? So, it could also be mean, what else? Aside from aggressive, we can say na very bad, very cruel. Okay? So, belligerence could mean aggressive, forceful, cruel, that could lead to death of the four innocent children. So, medyo mahirap laging inference or general text clue because you have to guess or to infer. Okay, so I have here another example. So we have, she was so famished that people felt sorry for her and gave her food to eat. I'm so sorry for the wrong spelling. It's gave, G-A-V-E. So the unfamiliar word is famished. If you're going to analyze the sentence, it's quite hard for you to identify the meaning. Okay, so let's find the clue. So it could be gave her food to eat. Okay, gave her food to eat. So we can infer that the girl here, that she, is very hungry. So we can infer that famished could mean very hungry because people gave her food to eat. Okay, so next, the haberdashery. The haberdashery was Lou's favorite place. He loved shopping for nice suits. The people who worked there were so kind and helpful. So again, if you're going to analyze a sentence, the meaning of haberdashery is very hard to identify. So let's find out the clue. What could be the clue? So favorite place. So we can say that haberdashery is a place. And then he loved shopping. So it could be in a mall or in this is in an establishment wherein people are selling anything. And then we have nice suits. So I think this one is the most the closest clue. So nice suits. So mga damit. We can say na mga damit ito. So all in all, if we're going to combine all the clues that we gather, we can infer, we can guess that haberdashery means a place wherein men's clothes are being sold. Okay, or a place wherein we can buy different men's clothing or men's clothes rather. Okay, so that would be the last type of context clues. So I hope that you learned from my explanation, from my quick discussion. Thank you very much.